Well, it's Friday, and that means it's time for Cin-Emma Extra.
Yeah, and joining us on the couch is no one else but me. And so this is for those of you Memorial Day weekend celebrators who do nothing but sit home, i.e. me. If the biggest event of your weekend is your dog's birthday, this is for you. So we're talking about what's new to streaming and what's new to the theaters. And so let's talk about TikTok for a second, right? So you can find everything on TikTok now, cooking videos, dog videos, you know, anything. But let's not forget that TikTok really started with a bunch of young people dancing. And so this first pick, a docu-series exploring the dark underbelly of the world's favorite social media app. This is Dancing for the Devil.
Today is my sister's birthday. We're not allowed to contact her and we're blocked on absolutely everything. We have 2 daughters. We don't just have one. All of the dancers that she danced with, someone else is controlling their lives.
I don't want to say I was in a cult.
How did I let myself get sucked into something like that?
Dancing for the Devil looks at the story of a young dancer who joined a management company, 7M, that turned out to also be a church and reportedly a cult. This follows the devastation that was left in its wake for these young dancers. We hear from families of people who are still trapped in this lifestyle, along with people who have since left. You can stream the 3 episodes of this docu-series starting next Wednesday on Netflix. I was able to get a little bit of a sneak peek, and whether or not this turns into the streaming event of the season, I think it starts an interesting conversation, Emily, and that's about TikTok, I will say specifically, and the exploitation of kids, because we have this company, right, and they took all these kids that really just wanted to be dancers, took them to LA, separated them from their families, turns out to be kind of a church, kind of a cult, and that is, you know, scary to hear about. But how many times do we see these profiles where it's all children and, you know, who really knows how much of the children have a say in this, or they want to be involved in this. So I don't think it's going to be unheard of in a few years from now where it's children talking about how TikTok might have stolen their childhood.
You know, it's interesting. I mean, we've talked about issues with child stars as long as child stars in Hollywood have been a thing. And ever since social media has been a thing, there has been an ongoing debate about how to, you know, police what kids do on the internet and how to keep an eye on that. All these companies say, yes, they have user agreements, they have minimum age limits, but how enforceable is that really? And it's interesting to take a look at some of the real world consequences for some of these kids that found huge amounts of money and fame and influence very early in life on the internet now instead of on the, you know, big screen.
Yeah, so it's definitely an interesting conversation. It certainly opens that. So yes, that comes out next Wednesday on Netflix. It's 3 episodes. It's really easy to watch. Okay. So now we're talking to the theaters. Go into the theaters. This is the movie event of the month, at least. This is part of the Mad Max saga. This is Furiosa.
Who do we have here?
She's from a place of abundance.
This is our destiny.
My childhood. My mother. I want them back. I want them back.
Snatched from the green place of many mothers, young Furiosa falls into the hands of a great biker horde led by the warlord Dementis. As tyrants fight for dominance of her, she soon finds herself in a non-stop battle to make her way home. This came out last night. This is the latest in the Mad Max series starring Anya Taylor-Joy. This movie series is a prequel and also a spin-off of Mad Max Fury Road, this starring Charlize Theron as Imperator Furiosa. Furiosa in theaters right now. This is the movie event of at least the month. If you are not a Mad Max fan, I urge you to watch this and become one. And when it comes to wasteland themed, you know, we have The Last of Us, and then we just had that latest show, I'm blanking on the name, that came out on Hulu. I'm not really like a wasteland aesthetic sort of fan, but this one is like campy.
Ooh.
It's super cool.
Okay.
The visuals. I also recommend, I don't always say like go see this in theaters, go see this in theaters. This will fully immerse you.
What if you haven't seen any of the Mad Max movies? Can I jump in on this one, or do I have some homework to do first?
It is a prequel, so you will be left with a few questions, but it can stand alone, I think. And Anya Taylor-Joy is just an absolute marvel in anything, but especially this. So that brings me to, you know, my from the vault picks, which aren't from the vault because they weren't that long ago. And I love it when it happens that these choices are connected even loosely. So Nicholas Hoult stars in Mad Max Fury Road, which was what Furiosa was based on. That stars Anya Taylor-Joy. And they both star in this next movie. We have the video for that. This is The Menu. It follows a foodie and his date traveling to a remote island to eat at an exclusive restaurant where the chef has prepared a lavish menu but reveals shocking surprises throughout the meal. This movie is cerebral. It is creepy. It is so entertaining, and you go in with don't look up any of the spoilers if you haven't seen it. Just watch it, and I mean, like, massage your jaw because it will be dropped the whole time. I love this movie. This came out in 2022, and another movie that came out in 2022 that kind of stars Anya Taylor-Joy, but very loosely, the unequivocal most underrated movie of last year's award season, and also features Anya Taylor-Joy. Amsterdam. This movie is so good. I went to see it 3 times in theaters. It has officially made my top 10 favorite movie list of all time. Yeah, the story is based on the business plot and a 1933 political conspiracy in the U.S. that follows 3 friends, a doctor, nurse, and lawyer, who reunite and seek to uncover the act following the mysterious murder of a retired U.S. general. The cast list is endorsement enough to watch this. It stars Margot Robbie, John David Washington, Christian Bale, and it's supported by Anya Taylor-Joy, Rami Malek, Mike Myers, Taylor Swift, Chris Rock, Robert De Niro, Zoe Saldana, and more. Amsterdam is so endearing and beautiful and awesome, and I think it was totally overlooked back when it came out in 2022, and I loved it so much. And you can stream that and The Menu right now online.
Awesome. I still need to see Amsterdam. I did watch The Menu and also went in not knowing anything just when it first came out, right? That's definitely the way to do it. Don't look up any spoilers online. It is textbook satire done so perfectly. I remember finishing that movie and being like, oh my gosh, I have not seen a good piece of like satire done that well in a really long time. I thought it was really fun.
Yeah, political commentary that you don't have to feel heavy about watching. You can just enjoy it. I liked that a lot.
It was chef's kiss. And now, well, yeah, chef's kiss for The Menu. Now I need to watch Amsterdam.
You really, really do.
And all the Mad Max stuff because Fury Road does look really good.
Yeah.